scaled up over the last few years. What have you found the challenges to be?
I mean, I think just scaling up itself is the biggest challenge, and we do kind of pride ourselves on having a nice seamless journey for the customer and like ensuring that we can still do that with the amount of customers growing.
And so how did you come to Onfido?
We came to Onfido at the very beginning of our journey, so we didn't have another KYC provider, and we kind of just searched around and found a number of different companies, and we picked a few to test out with data, and I think Onfido came up with the highest pass rate, which was great, and that's really important, I think, for that customer journey. And I think it's nice to be working with other companies that are also growing and evolving, and they're looking forward, you know.
So what does your onboarding workflow look like?
So we use the identity check initially along with the watchlist full. So when the customer signs up, they'll be run through that check immediately. And then we also have on the watchlist full, we get a flag on that, we run people through the watchlist KYC check as well.
So how are you finding that pass rates are with that workflow?
Pass rates are great. So we have about 92% of people pass on the identity check, which means obviously there's a very small amount of people that then have to take further action.
So you're cascading both of the watchlist variants?
Yeah.
Are you finding that's saving you a lot of internal resource and time?
It is saving a huge amount of time, yeah. Initially there's the fact that there are less people at the end that need manual reviewing, but there's also, I think, something about the way that review's set out. The team are just finding it a lot easier to be able to identify whether or not people are potentially caps. And I think overall, if you put those two things together, we've estimated around an 85% time saving, which on current volume is about 35 hours a month.
Amazing.
So big help.
Big help. So that's actually improving your user onboarding, but also saving you internal resources as well.
It is, yeah.
Brilliant. So Onfido is also obviously integrated with Salesforce, which you also use. Can you tell us a little bit about how using the two together has also helped improve your workflow and your resources?
The first thing is that in that initial customer journey, the results go into Salesforce. We can very easily surface that stuff into the web app. And so what happens is when a customer signs up, they'll immediately be run through that first check, and then if they are going to need to do something else, we flag it there and then. So it means that they can self-serve. It also means that they're doing that at the time when they're kind of most motivated because they've just signed up.
So do you find that you're losing fewer people and they're able to get onboarded more quickly?
Yeah, and there's less manual intervention, so when customers do have to go through those second steps, nobody's needed to do anything to help them with that.
So because Onfido is integrated with Salesforce, you're also able to keep that KYC record in Salesforce.
When we have customers drawing down from PensionBee, we have to re-KYC them, and having that information in Salesforce means that we can see very clearly whether that's required.
So you don't have to add any friction by asking them for something that they've already done.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Great. And the Salesforce integration also means that your users have a clearer idea of where they are in the process and what's happening next.
They do, yeah. For example, if a customer comes and signs up on the weekend, which often they do, and they fail on date of birth or something, they don't have to wait for Monday. It'll be flagged to them immediately and they can deal with that over the weekend.
Cool, so it sounds like everything's going really well, but what are PensionBee's plans for the future and how are we going to help you there?
So the focus really is just on growing the customer base, and I think just with scaling in general, the amount of automation that we've been able to put into the KYC with Onfido is just really important, because the less human work there is to do, the more customers we can get through the system.
Well, Tess, it was really great to catch up and glad to hear how things are going for you. Looking forward to seeing how we can build that out more in the future.
Great.